Hello Instagram, it's Lee. It has been a hot little minute since I have been live. But here I am. I thought I would come and do a live on Instagram. I've been over on Facebook and TikTok and the works. But happy Sunday. I'm here tonight to cook some dinner with you. Still getting my setup right in this house. So say hi if you're jumping on live. If you're watching this back later, I will post this to my Instagram and probably my Facebook group as well. Hello to everyone who jumps on throughout and whoever is watching back later on replay. I feel like I'm a bit tongue-tied. I'm seeing like notifications come through on Facebook now. But how is everyone? Happy Sunday, happy Easter. This is going to be a super chill cook tonight. I am making Chang Mai Noodles, which is a crazy delicious dish. It feeds an absolute army, so we're going to have leftovers, which is good because I probably won't cook tomorrow night. So yeah, hopefully you can hear me okay. Happy Easter. Hello. Hello, Natasha. Is that Natasha? I think it is. Let me know if you can hear me all right because I'm using the mic. And I'm very underprepared, hence why I'm running late. So bear with me while I scramble, get things ready. First things first, I need to cut up some, well not cut up, but peel some shallots. Now, if you know what shallots are like, they're a pain in the backside to peel. So I try not to use them that much, but this recipe definitely calls for them. This recipe is on cookie dough. I've cooked it multiple times. As I said, it feeds an absolute army. So it's a really good one if you've got a big family, if you want leftovers, if you're meal prepping. It's essentially like a noodle soup. It's got a Thai red curry base, which says medium on the jar, but it's not that spicy. It's not spicy at all, really. And I don't like spicy foods. So there we go. All right. These things are like giant garlic cloves. So peeling them is an absolute painful experience. If anyone has any hacks for peeling these, please let me know. Hello to everyone jumping on. When you jump on, say hi, let me know where you're from, what are you cooking tonight? Are you a Thermomix owner? Are you curious about the Thermomix? Have you got one? This is what I was hoping to have had done before I started my live, but it didn't quite happen that way. So I'm just peeling some shallots. A pain. They've got really tight skin. There we go. Okay, that's one. So the Chang Mai Noodles is from cookie dough. It has got scalability built in as well. If you haven't seen on cookie dough, you can scale recipes for different portions up and down, which is brilliant. The other night I actually used it for risotto. Scaled it down, and it was such a great, we always have too much risotto left over, and when I say leftover, we tend to eat it, so it was nice to not feel like a pig after dinner. I own a Thermomix but haven't used it much. Cooking carbonara pasta tonight, sauce from a jar. See, you could be doing that so easily in your Thermomix. Jump on cookie dough, find a recipe, follow the steps. So I've been a bit slack this week and I haven't actually looked at the Skinny Mixers books that we were talking about earlier in the week on Facebook and Instagram. I think this needs another layer of skin taken off. Yep. And pasta carbonara from a jar is not really carbonara. I'm going to put it out there. What model Thermomix do you have? I'm guessing that's you, Tash, because I think you were Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's your, because I know you were trying to find the live. So if you've got a Thermomix, ask any questions, or you sit there and watch me peel these terrible, terrible things. All right, I'm gonna start cooking. Now it says to cook the noodles as per packet directions. I've got fresh noodles. I've actually got my thermo server over there full of hot water. I just boiled it in the Thermomix and chucked it into the thermo server. That's gonna stay hot enough for me to sort of blanch the noodles later because we don't quite need them yet. Drain, cover and set aside. Right, 6 shallots cut into halves. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of these are big, some of them are little. Oh, that one's still got some skin on it. All right, I promise we'll get... Oh, hello, yes. I thought it was you, Tash. There we go. Right, 6. That one's a small one, so I can go straight in. Okay, let's get things underway. No more peeling. Okay, 3 garlic cloves. I know you don't have to watch me peel garlic because I buy the ones that are already peeled. Which is terrible. I bought a garlic peeler yesterday. It's like a little silicone thing that you put your garlic in and roll, and it gets it off. So we'll see how that goes. 1 to 2 fresh red chilies trimmed and cut into halves. I'm not putting them in because the red curry paste is enough. I'm just going to angle this a bit here because I can't lean over anymore. There we go. Next, so that's our garlic and everything in there. Right, speed 7, 3 seconds. So that's going to blitz it. Done. Next, give it a scrape with the spatula. Let me see if I can find mine. There it is. So I'll show it to you. So that has blitzed that garlic and the shallots, which is going to be super delicious. Oh, it smells good. Probably could use red onion instead of shallots as well. I haven't quite figured that out yet. I always tend to buy them and then get really frustrated. 40 grams of oil. I'm just using canola oil. Tomorrow's Costco day, so I haven't got any olive oil. It's just to fry them off anyway. There we go. Next, and then we're going to place the simmering basket on top. Oh, that is mine. Simmering basket on top. This is to prevent splashes, but allow it to sort of breathe and cook down. So 3 minutes, speed 1, 100 degrees. The TM7 doesn't require the simmering basket to sit on the top because it doesn't technically have a hole in the lid. So it's got a lid cap and it's got like a vent, but you can't actually access the bowl through the lid of the TM7. So they've changed the design. The lid automatically locks on. It hasn't got the arms, and there's a few things a bit different. That's why you'll notice the TM7, the spatula doesn't have the guard because you can't actually get it in anyway. Now preview, red Thai curry paste, chicken thigh fillets. I've got my chicken cut up and that's going to cook away as well. So let's get this open. I needed a new jar today. Now, you could 100% make this in your Thermomix. There's a lot of things you can make in your Thermomix. Doesn't mean you have to, and don't feel guilty if you don't. Because generally making it means you make a big batch or something like that. You might not need that much. I just buy things as I need it. If you are watching what ingredients are going into your food, then 100% you could make things because you're going to know what's in them. If you're like me and it doesn't really matter, what's in things. I'm very fortunate that way. Just buy some stuff if you need it. So this is going to saute along for a little bit. Now I'm also going to grab my grater out because I have a feeling I need to grate up this palm sugar. I might even throw it in the other bowl. I'm very fortunate that I've got a second bowl for my TM6. If you haven't got a Thermomix at the moment, you can actually order the TM6 still. We've got it on a run out deal and it comes with a second bowl for free and other bits and pieces. So we're doing a run out on the TM6, or you can pre-order the 7. The TM6 will cease sales on the 2nd of June or sooner if we run out of stock, and they're selling like hotcakes. And towards the end of May, we should get our TM7s as consultants. So you'll start seeing me cooking with the TM7 from then. Come June, no more TM6, only the TM7, which is great. So this smells incredible already. The garlic and the shallots. 4 seconds to go. I can also smell this. Hello to everyone who's jumping on. Please say hi. Feel free to share the live with anyone. Okay, 4 to 5 tablespoons of red Thai curry paste to taste. So I usually do about 4. They're not exactly flat, but as I said, this says that it's medium. I don't think that it is. 4. That's 4 big ones. That'll do. I don't want to go overboard. 500 grams of chicken thigh. Now I am using chicken breast, which is totally okay. Any recipe that calls for chicken thigh, you can swap for chicken breast. Keep in mind, here's a little tip. Leave it a little bit larger when you cut it up because breast will naturally break down in the cooking process. The fibre, it's fibrous, it sort of falls apart. So just cut it a little bit bigger than you sort of would normally or would want it to be in the end, because it will break down a little bit, but you can absolutely sub breast for thigh. There we go, look at that. 500 grams, exactly. It's like I measured it earlier or something. Okay, next. So now we're going to put the measuring cup back in the lid because we want to keep some of that steam and moisture inside. Speed 1, it's in reverse automatically, and 95 degrees for 3 minutes. And I'm going to give my spatula a rinse because I touched the chicken. Let me know if you have made this recipe before, Chang Mai Noodles on Cookie Dough, because it's delicious. Super, super delicious. I think I'm backwards as well on the screen. Hello everyone that's jumping on. Say hi if you're watching, don't be shy. Now I'm pretty sure next we've got to add a heap of these flavourings. I had to buy a new fish sauce today. It's kind of like Worcestershire sauce. You get really, you're like, oh, don't remember the last time I had to buy a bottle of fish sauce. It kind of just sits in the fridge and lasts forever. It's a family fave of ours. How good is it? It is so good. It's one of those recipes that's really Moorish as well. I don't even know how to open this. There we go, so good, yeah. Couldn't agree more. Oh, good. What's on the menu tonight says? Hello, Yvonne. Hello, everyone that's jumping on. There's lots of people jumping on. Oh, I don't think that worked. This can might be a bit damaged. Alright, there we go. We had smoked short ribbed. Oh, bougie roast. I love that. Smoked ribs. I don't think. I actually have a feeling. Oh no, there we go. All right, next, 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. Two tablespoons sounds like a lot, but it's the saltiness you want in this like soup base. There we go. Next, 1 tablespoon of palm sugar grated. Ay, ay, ay. That's like a whole one of these. Let's see how this grating goes. Well, it's grating pretty easy. You could throw this in your second bowl or grate it beforehand. I feel like it's something that I should have grated en masse. Because you don't use palm sugar in big chunks like this. They come in like these like little round discs. I'm always worried I'm going to take my fingers off with this microplane as well. I think I need more. Is that the trusty Tupperware? Yes, it is. Hello, Penny, my darling. It is the trusty Tupperware can opener. I'm guarding this with its life now that Tupperware is closed down because I'm not going to be able to replace it if I break it. Okay, I think that might be enough. Before I take my knuckles off with this. Let's get all of that out. That's probably enough. 1 tablespoon. All right, that's enough because I can't be bothered grating anymore. Next, 1/2 teaspoon of ground turmeric. I knew there was something I didn't get out of the cupboard. I feel like ground turmeric is a bit of a scam. It's probably just there for colour, really. Teaspoon. Pen, what's for dinner tonight in your place? Something nice and easy, I hope. Oh, there we go. Do not spill ground turmeric everywhere because it makes an absolute mess and you can't get it out. Next, 400 grams of coconut milk. These cans are always like $3.90. All right. 2 tablespoons of lime juice. I'm just going to eyeball this one. That's probably actually 2 tablespoons. That was a nice juicy lime. Roast chicken and veggies are in the oven. Oh, you're a good sort. Even cooking a Sunday roast. 2 teaspoons of chicken stock paste and then 400 grams of water. Here's again where I'm mixing it up. I haven't made any chicken stock paste in ages, so I'm just using chicken stock. That's all it is. When it asks for chicken stock paste and then water, it's just asking for chicken stock. So just sub whatever the water content is, 1 for 1. And again, I don't use chicken stock paste that much. That's why I don't make it very often, but I buy these in bulk from Costco and they're super cheap. Don't come at me. All right, 5 minutes on reverse at 90 degrees, and that's gonna cook. It's gonna cook the chicken and the soup. Then we add some pak choy for another 4 minutes, which will cook, and then we'll throw it into the bowls with the noodles. So that's pretty much it. It's a very, very easy dish. I'm going to put this turmeric away before I spill it. So at the time I put the pak choy in, that's probably when I'm going to throw my noodles into that boiling water that I've got sitting there. That I'm going to save. And then you kind of just build the bowl. So you throw the noodles in the bowl, you put the soup over it, then some coriander, some bean shoots, lots of goodies, and you pile it up, and it's a really fancy looking dish. And you haven't put any effort into it, which is super good. All right. Let's clean up a bit, shall we? When do I get my new cupboards? How long is a piece of string? Let's talk about that, shall we? So we had some storm damage last October that went through the ceiling in the living room and through the kitchen. They fixed the roof. They had to adjust the cupboards because the water went through the cupboards and through the range hood and killed the range hood. So I might give these a rinse actually. So then they pulled all the cupboards off because they had to actually move them up because they weren't to code. It's been an ongoing saga and it seems to just snowball. Then when they pulled the cupboards off, so my cupboards from there are actually sitting in the garage, they discovered there was mould behind the cupboards. So then they treated the mould. Then they got the plasterer to come and look at it because he has to patch it up. And then he said there's probably mould further down. So he stuck a camera in the wall and could see down as far as the noggin, and there is mould in the wall. So then I cracked it because it's been 6 months of this ongoing, and I said the assessor should have sort of worked all this out beforehand. Give me a sec while I just run the tap. But the assessor that we had initially, she wasn't very good. She's now no longer with the business. So they're trying to coordinate all these trades in one day, like an electrician, because they're going to have to pull the oven out, pull the cabinetry out, support the bench so it doesn't break, and drill into the walls and the other side from the living room and try and clean up all the mould, if there is, in the walls. Check that the cabinet carcass behind that corner is not all ruined. To be honest, I think it'd just be easier if they pulled my kitchen out and gave me a new one, because this is a lot of rigmarole. But anyway, we had a senior assessor come like last weekend finally, and I cracked it and laid it all out. But yes, it has been a nightmare. That's my whinging, but that is why there is garbage bags stuck to my wall where the cabinetry should be behind me. I've lived with that 4 or 5 months since they pulled the cabinet out. But yes, it is a nightmare. It is what it is. That's what's happening. Alright, let me wash my pak choy, because it looked a bit dirty. There we go. But anyway, that's my life. And I hate that this is like the only real good angle in the kitchen that I can do a demo or make content with the Thermomix in. And that's what everyone has to look at behind me. But anyway, it's real. It doesn't matter. That's me. All right, 5 to 6 stalks of pak choy. So I'll show you, see if I can show you this. That's the soup so far. Oh, it smells incredible. I love this so much. I'm just going to give it a little scrape around the edges. Well, that chicken is cooking up nicely. That chicken is falling apart, as I said it would. When you're using breast, that's totally okay, because it becomes a soup with noodles anyway. That's probably enough. I might just grab these last few bits. I'm a bit of a maximalist. More is more. Lid back on, and I'm going to cook for another 4 minutes. So as I said, this is where I'm going to put my noodles now into that boiling water that I've had sitting here. A thermoserver keeps stuff so hot for so long. So if you haven't got one of these, let's have a demo. Get you one, potentially free. I should stick the thermometer in and see how hot that really is. Alright. It says, what does it say? The recipe. Now when you're in the middle of a recipe, you can go the 3 little dots and recipe detail to go back to the first screen and check things if you haven't got access to your phone or your iPad or something. 2 to 250 dried egg noodles. You know what? I'm just going to do the one, which is 200 grams. That'll be enough for our first 2 serves, and then I can keep the other packet and cook them fresh tomorrow. Because you essentially pour the soup over the noodles. Just going to give them a little helping along to separate. If you buy the dried egg noodles, you'll need to cook them, you know, like 2-minute noodle kind of things. Okay, and then you can click your little green, it's got like a little green bookmark sort of icon, and it will go back to where you were. Now what I'm looking forward to, yesterday I was making, no, not yesterday, the day before, I was making hot cross buns, and I spilt something on the screen and I wiped it, and it pressed the button and it reset what I was weighing, so I didn't know how much I'd already weighed. The TM6 is a bit painful when it comes to that, because if there's water on the screen, it will act like the screen is being touched, or if you wipe the screen. The TM7, however, the screen is waterproof. When I say waterproof, you can spill water on it and still touch the screen. The water won't act like it's being touched. So if you wipe the screen, or if there's water on it, you can still press it. So I know it's a big frustration of TM6 owners that If the screen's dirty or the screen's wet, you can't touch it. What are the differences between this and the new one? So, the TM6, we've got a minute 17, so we'll talk. The TM6 is probably the most advanced a Thermomix has been. In terms of physical abilities, there is not a great deal of change. The TM7 can go up to 160 degrees, the same as the 6. Functionality wise like that, very similar. Where the TM7 comes into itself is that it's going to be a lot more future-proofed. The base is flat and the bowl sits on and it locks and the lid locks internally. So there's no arms, it's not encapsulating the bowl. It means that there is the option down the track for other attachments and bigger attachments. Read into what I'm saying as you will, but nothing is official. The bowl is insulated, so it stays hotter longer, stays cooler longer if you need it to as well. Less sound, so it's a lot quieter, and cool to touch because it's got that insulation cover on the outside. The locking mechanism for the blades is slightly different. It's got a lever. Because there's no locking arms, because it doesn't sort of sit up like this, your bowl just sits on and everything locks internally. It means that we can have what's called open cooking, which is the first time a Thermomix has been able to have this. It means you can cook without the lid. So you can go up to 100 degrees, up to speed 2 in open cooking mode without the lid. So you can boil things like pasta without the blades moving. You can cook a meatball sauce. You can be adding things as it's cooking. You can be boiling water. This is what I'm most excited about. Without the lid. Have it stirring so you get that vortex, and poach eggs. Things like that without the lid because of that open cooking mode. Browning mode. So we know it as high heat on the TM6. It's 160 degrees, and it means that you can like caramelize things, brown meat, caramelize onions, all that sort of thing. The blades stop, the bowl gets roaring hot and acts like a fry pan. It's only available in guided recipes on the TM6. So you have to use a recipe with the high heat mode in it to be able to use high heat. You can't just turn the dial to 160 degrees. On the TM7, you're going to be able to. It has a browning mode, so you can select anything up to 160 degrees and brown independently. So it means when you're making your own recipes or converting a non-Thermomix recipe, you're going to have a lot more flexibility when you want to fry and brown things like chicken, mince, anything like that. The cool is great because Henry is right into cooking and that makes it a bit safer. Absolutely. So a lot cooler to touch because this metal bowl sits inside another bowl, essentially. The handle is attached to the exterior, and then you've got a lever that you flick to unlock the whole lot. Pull the blades out, pull the metal bowl out. So cool to touch, a lot quieter. I have seen videos and you cannot hear it moving up to about speed 2, which is brilliant. What else? There's a whole host of like software updates. The screen, as I said, it's a multi-touch screen and it doesn't matter if it's wet. It's 10 inches, which is the same size as my iPad. So imagine that on the front. It's a beautiful, big, bright color screen like this. It's going to have videos built into Cookie-Doo with steps and tips. Cookie-Doo is going to look beautiful like it does on our phones and our iPads now. Lots of smart things. When you go through adding ingredients, you know how I was pressing next, add an ingredient, next, add an ingredient. The TM7 comes up as a list on the screen, and as you add it and it's weighing, it actually ticks it off automatically for you. And then it says, yep, you've added everything, and you literally just press play on the screen with the lid on. It will tell you to put the lid on. The lid will lock itself. It's got a magnetic lock. I'm yet to see it hands-on myself, but you can hear it click and lock, and then the Thermomix just does its thing. So it's a lot more intuitive. a lot easier to use, a lot smarter, and there's going to be a lot more coming. So I've been told. Okay, but thank you for asking, because there is lots of things. I'm really excited to get my hands on mine towards the end of May. I fear that by the time we get ours, the pre-orders are going to be sold out, and it's going to be a very long wait for them, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. Noodles are cooked. Now remember, we're about to pour boiling hot soup on them, so don't stress about how cooked they are, because they're going to continue to cook in your bowl anyway. I'm just going to strain these and hope that they don't. There we go. All right. Let me get some tongs and a ladle. These are actually really nice noodles. I haven't used these ones before. I usually get the dry ones, but Easter Sunday at the supermarkets, we were very limited with what we could get. Okay. Now, this is the soup. It's really hard to see in there. I can't really hold the bowl up on a different angle, but I'm going to get everything out of the way, including my iPad, before it wears the soup. And grab okay, give it a good mix. Get all that chicken. It smells divine. Now, if you like your pak choy like really crunchy, you could 100% not put it in. You could just skip that, and then you could actually add it to the bowl and just pour your soup over it. I've made a bit of a mess here. This is sort of like a Cheats Laksa. Not that I've ever had a Laksa, but it's that sort of vibe. Thai red curry, soup. So if you love a red or green curry, this is definitely worth trying. Let me get some of that chicken. Okay, then. So we've got our chicken, pak choy soup, and then we top it with divide noodles, top with chicken and sauce, and garnish with 2 to 4. Oh, I haven't cut up my spring onions. There we go. I need some spring onions. I knew there was something I was missing. I'm going to use 2 because mine are absolutely ginormous. The Thermomix is really great, Penny, if you're still watching as well. I love curry. That looks so easy. Definitely need to try this. Please do, Tash, because it's crazy easy. Like 25 minutes, I think it says it takes. The Thermomix is great for kids as well because it teaches them reading, writing, not writing, but, you know, they can follow the instructions really easily on the screen. Super safe. I know a lot of people who love getting their kids in the kitchen with a Thermomix. Oh, that looks amazing. Hello, Tam. All right, let me... So it says to cut these into strips. Let me get all this yuckiness off my... There we go. got some spring onions there. Chopped in a hurry, so they're not very finely chopped, but that's okay. We cook a lot with the rice cooker and he loves it. Yeah, kids are really fascinated by things that move and go round. God knows I was as a kid. I was obsessed with Mix Masters, washing machines, anything like that. Happy Easter, Karen. Okay, bean shoots. So these all get mixed through your soup when you sort of eat it. I always go a bit overboard with how much I put on as well. And then a good helping of coriander. Leave this off if you want. I'll be leaving this off Paul's, but I absolutely love it. Look at that. Can you not tell me that that doesn't look incredible in 25 minutes? I'm probably going to add a little bit more soup into mine, but that is so easy to make and really good in winter as well. It's quite a warming, hearty dish, being a curry. There we go, a little bit more soup in mine. That is super easy and I'm going to go enjoy it. So that's it. That's the Chang Mai Noodles. It was something I'd always breezed past it because I didn't really know what it looked like in the picture and that sort of thing. But someone told me years after I started with Thermomix, please try the Chang Mai Noodles. They're incredible. And when I did, it was love at first slurp, I guess. But yeah, super delicious. Thank you. Great presentation. It looks really fancy and it looks way fancier than it is, which is great because when you put it on the table, you'll impress anyone with this. And it's just a chicken soup. So enjoy. If you've got a Thermomix, try this, Chang Mai Noodles. If you want to get a Thermomix, contact me. Happy Easter. Thank you to everyone who joined me. I will have a good night. I'm happy to answer any questions in regards to the TM6 or the TM7, and I've got some little comparison charts and stuff like that. So if you are thinking about it, please reach out sooner rather than later, because as I said, I am very skeptical that our stock will last long enough from the initial allocation when the TM7s arrive, and then it could be a couple of months wait. So jump onto it, and if you need anything, please sing out. I'll see you all again very soon. Happy Easter, happy Sunday. Bye. Bye, Hen. Bye, Henry.